Hello, it is Topical Tuesday, October 19th. Is it October 19th, 2020? Steve Sipress here with another spectacular, beautiful sunset going on behind me. Not sure if, as usual, you can see all the gorgeous pink, orange, purple, and blue colors, and the moon making an appearance. There it is, up above the beautiful sunset. So the sun sets, the moon rises. Who knew? Anyway, have you heard the news here on Topical Tuesday? We're all about something newsworthy, and how it ties into business is that based on the fiasco of the last, or the first, however you want to put it, the previous presidential debate with Trump and Biden going at it, they have decided, whoever runs the debates, whatever the technically commission is known as, has decided to, I didn't pay attention to the details. Either the moderator's going to have the opportunity, or they're going to be automatically, but there is either a possibility or it's automatic that the microphones, Trump and Biden's microphones, will be muted for the first 2-minute statement after each new topic is introduced, like half a dozen topics going on through the debate, and each guy will get 2 minutes uninterrupted, quote, at least with the mics muted. Of course, they can still be interrupted, and it's likely even one candidate's mic will pick up the interruption from the other person, even though their mic is muted, but I digress. They're going to have this uninterrupted time. So where did this come from? Well, everyone knows, or if you're paying any attention to Donald Trump at all for his entire career, or certainly the last 5 years on this largest stage in the world, that he's constantly letting everyone know that he's a counterpuncher. And that was in unbridled, tremendous form at the first presidential debate, where early on in the debate, I think it was even in Trump's opening statement, the first few minutes he was talking, Biden interrupted him. Well, obviously that set Trump off as a counterpuncher. He said, oh yeah, you're going to interrupt me? Well, as a counterpuncher, guess what? That means I am going to interrupt you even more, and that's just what he did. So now, and of course, if you watched that debate or attempted to, it was a 90-minute sparring match of just boom, 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 interrupt, insult, this, that, whatever. Of course, Biden first to interrupt, and much more unhinged and unprofessional than Trump, calling him what did he call him, a clown, and shut up, man, and all this kind of stuff. Amazingly, Trump was the more presidential one of the two. But anyway, of course, the anti-Trump media sources, the major media sources in the country, just claim that Trump is the one who's unhinged, and since he interrupted more, must be his fault, even though, of course, it wasn't his plan, it wasn't something he did. He probably wouldn't have interrupted the whole time, except when Biden interrupted. As a counterpuncher, of course, Trump came at him even more. But, we don't want to see that. It's unpresidential, or it's not good for the electorate, for the public to see that, so we're going to mute their microphones because we want to hear what they're saying. So this is wrong on so many levels. Number one, anyone that studies persuasion, communication, sales, influence, manipulation, whatever you want to call it, everyone knows that what the words you say, I don't remember the exact numbers, it's been a while, I got things popping up on the phone here, are about 10% of communication. 87% or so of communication is nonverbal. It's the way you say things. It's your physiology when you're speaking. It's not the actual words you say. So this nonsense, obviously, newsflash, morons that run these political groups that run these debates and whatever, it goes without saying, they are clueless about everything. And so they really think that it's doing a good service to the American voters to hear the actual words these two guys would say, like anybody cares, instead of seeing, are they rude? Do they interrupt? Does one call the other one, does he say, shut up, man? Does he call him a clown? That's the stuff, that's the temperament stuff, way beyond whatever words that candidates say, that people are judging when they decide who they want to be in office, who they want to be negotiating trade deals and arms talks and talking to our allies and our enemies all over the world and talking to Congress and talking to the American public and getting things done. Is this someone who shouts out when they're frustrated, shut up, or you're a clown? Or is it a person who interrupts a lot? Or is it a person who will sit there and let the other person just say false untruths and not interrupt them? Like, that's important to see. This whole muting the microphone is outrageous. Second of all, it's tremendously to Trump's advantage because the very best thing Trump could ever do is let Biden talk. Because, now this is not typical of politicians, but in this case, and been around for a whole bunch of politics in my lifetime, and I don't know if I've ever seen it before, a politician who actually is damaged. The more he speaks, the more it's apparent that his brain isn't all functioning there. But that's, our weekend at Bernie's candidate that the Democrat Party has put up. And so the best thing Trump can do is you can't force him, but to do the best he possibly can to get Biden to talk uninterrupted, unbridled, unstopped for 2 minutes, where, we saw in the primary debates, Biden would often, when his brain stops functioning mid-sentence and he loses train of thought, and he would just go, oh, my time is up, even though, of course, it wasn't. Best thing Trump could do when that happens to Biden, number one, let it happen, stop interrupting him, and then when it happens, for Trump just to go either, no, you got plenty of time, Joe, keep going, or you can take some of my time, keep going. And so that's the best thing you can do. So this muting will actually be tremendously to Trump's advantage, that even if Biden starts off the interrupting again and Trump follows suit, at least Biden will have to talk for 2 minutes uninterrupted 6 different times. That's 6 opportunities for the entire world to see the pure, unfortunately, well, he's a candidate, so, I bring it up, but it's normally impolite to bring up the person's mind is not all there. So there's 6 opportunities to see that, and then maybe there's a closing statement or an opening statement or who knows, whatever. But, of course, it's tremendously to Trump's advantage to see that. So, therefore, as I just read a couple of stories about this to see what's going on when I heard the news, the liberal left-wing anti-Trump media hates this idea. NBC. Oh, this is a terrible idea, and they gave all kinds of false, bogus, non-reasons why. The real reason, of course, they know, for the reason I just stated, is tremendously to Trump's advantage that Biden will have to speak uninterrupted for 12 full minutes, as if he could even possibly do that, and not have his diminutive brain capacity show through. So that's a big plus for Trump, even though it still technically should not be done. But here's the thing. Trump knows, or he should know, everyone else knows, that the worst thing for Biden is to talk uninterrupted. And of all people that should know not to interrupt and when to stop talking, it's the self-described salesman from Queens. All salespeople know, all good salespeople know, and if you are a good salesperson, which I hope you are, all entrepreneurs and business people are salespeople at heart, cash is the lifeblood of a business. If you're not bringing in sales, you're not going to be around long. You're going to fall on the wayside like 90% of businesses that fail. So hopefully you know, and if you don't, you're about to learn that one of the basic tenets of all of sales is know when to shut up, know when to stop talking. Don't talk past the sale, a lot of sales trainers would say. When someone says, okay, I'm in, where do I sign, how do I? But the salesperson, the bad salesperson or the new salesperson, often the same, I know I was, will think, well, I didn't finish the script, or but I didn't list all the features and benefits, or there's so much more. Let me just tell you about this, but also, shut up. As a sales trainer, on these sales calls, training new salespeople and watching them do this kind of stuff, because they've got to show off. There's all kinds of reasons. They got to show that they know all the facts and figures, they did the homework, or they've got to, they came in with the mindset, I got to impress the prospect, and they even after the prospect says, okay, you're done, I'll just sign and go home, they can't get off that mindset. I still want to impress you with all my facts and figures and knowledge and preparation and how much I know about my product or service and how much I love it and all that. Just shut up. Okay, another reason is they're nervous, another reason not listening properly. I remember making this mistake early on. I had a sales trainer with me in my career, and the guy said, okay, you convinced me, I'm in. And I kept going, and the guy shot an elbow into my rib cage on my side that I don't know, I don't remember if I let out an audible yelp. I was like, what the heck? He was like, give him the pen, dude. Shut the mouth, give him the pen. So of all people that ought to know when to shut up, you would think it would be the self-described salesman from Queens that we've had in the White House for the last 4 years. So we'll see. It's in a couple of nights. I think it's Thursday night. I think it is. But we'll see real soon whether Trump gets a clue and knows to shut up and let/force make Joe Biden display his diminished brain capacity by letting him or making him keep talking as long as possible, or if he gets the help from the automatic muting or the debate moderator, who, I don't know who it is, but 95% chance it's an anti-Trumper, because that's who all the media is, pretty much. Anyone they'll let do these debates hates Trump. So will he or she press the mute button, or is it automatic? Either way, it's got to help Trump, because the guy keeps violating the first rule of sales. Just doesn't know when to shut up when your opponent is losing. And let's see if that happens. So at least hopefully it won't happen to you. Next time you're talking to a prospect is done, it says I'm in, time to stop, time to shut up. And if an advanced tip, if the prospect is there with a partner, whether it's residential, so it's a husband and wife, or two partners in the house, or it's two business partners in a business-to-business setting, and one of the partners, the spouse or the business partner, is yapping and yapping and yapping, and the other one is on your side, do not interrupt the one that's on your side. Shut up and let the one on your side talk and help make the sale for you. It's not the time to chime in and go, yeah, and like she said, blah, blah, blah. Shut up. The wife is making the sale for you. Got to know when to shut up. Let's see if I can't even think of a fun thing to call them, our counterpuncher-in-chief can contain himself enough to get back to his salesman roots that I know he knows. I read The Art of the Deal decades ago. I don't know if it's in there, but you can't become successful at buying and selling properties or hiring people or running a TV show or anything else if you don't know this basic rule of communication is know when to shut up. Let's see if we see that. He's getting a little help from the debate people that are going to be muting his mic for 2 minutes 6 times. Let's see if that does the trick. If not, oh well, another lost opportunity. But that'll do it for Topical Tuesday. And if you're playing, I saw there was something running around on social media. People were playing debate bingo. I saw these debate bingo cards being posted. Who will be the first one to do this? And, how many times will Joe Biden do that? And will Trump do this? And will whatever. You also want to see, as a business person and somebody who is in sales and does sales and makes sales for a living, see if Trump knows when to follow one of the most basic rules in all of sales and know when to shut up. Speaking of which, I'm about to shut up as the sun has set, and that'll do it for Topical Tuesday. I'll catch you back here again tomorrow on World Wide Web Wednesday. I have big news for you about one of the most popular websites in the world and big change that's going to affect your business. I'll catch you then. Over and out. Bye-bye.